All right, so our focus today is on toning and strengthening the arms. So we'll be working towards some arm balances at the end of class, and we will kind of mix it up with some strength moves and then lots of good stretches. You guys all want to go stand behind Matt and watch?
I'm a photo bomb in here.
Josh is like, great, I'm in the first video. So we're going to start in child's pose. Go ahead and bring your knees wide, big toes to touch. I want this first child's pose to be pretty active. So before you set your forehead on the mat, walk your hands really far forward, spread the fingers wide, straighten through the arms, then press the hips to the heels and start to release the forehead toward the floor. So again, starting with active, straight, strong arms. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale, fill up. Close the lips. Exhale through the nose. Start to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. For the last 3 breaths here in child's pose, go ahead now and relax the arms. You can rest the elbows down on the mat, bend the arms a little bit, and just get softer. Last full breath here. Actively straighten through the right arm, lifting the elbow off the floor. Slide the left arm underneath the right. Come onto left shoulder and left ear. Reach through left fingertips, palm faces up toward the sky. Finish your exhale. And then extend the left arm long. Slide right arm underneath left. Come onto right shoulder and right ear. Palm faces up. Really active through the fingertips here, stretching the backside of the right shoulder. Complete the exhale, and then come back to child's pose. Press up to tabletop position. Find the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees, spread the fingers wide. Inhale, release belly toward the floor. Lift through the crown of the head, lift through the tailbone for cow pose. Exhale, round, draw tailbone down, lift and separate the shoulder blades, look toward navel center. With your own breath, we inhale, coming into cow pose, and as we exhale, we round into cat pose. Two more, inhale cow and exhale cat. Complete your last movement and then return to tabletop position. Find a neutral spine. And then moving into spinal balance, let's extend the right arm forward and the left leg back. Bring right bicep toward right ear. Left hip is in line with right hip. And then extend your right arm to the right and your left leg to the left. Work toward getting foot and hand the height of the head. So lift, 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 and then come all the way back, spinal balance. Release, back to tabletop. Switching sides, extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. Left bicep by the ear, right hip in line with left hip. Really active from fingertips back through the ball of the foot. And then extend the left arm to the left, right leg toward the right. Start to lift the foot higher, lift the hand higher, and then come back to spinal balance. Release back to tabletop position. Keep the hips aligned right over the knees. Start to walk the hands forward and wider than mat distance apart for puppy pose. Keep the hips right over the knees as we release the chest and the forehead down toward the floor. Nice deep stretch through the shoulders, stretching through the armpits. Take one more breath here. And then walk the hands back up, coming into tabletop position. And start to make your way to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips high up and back. Release heels down toward the floor. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Press into the palms of the hands. Wrist creases are parallel with the front of the mat. Gaze is back at the feet. Heels disappearing behind the toes. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. We should be able to wobble the head side to side, around in circles. And find movement in your down dog. Pedal the feet, bending and straightening through the legs. We can sway the hips side to side. Take 3 more breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, let it go. Look toward the hands, walk the feet to the front of the mat. Bring feet to hip distance wide. Bend the legs, rest the torso on the thighs, take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Maybe find some movement here in ragdoll, swaying side to side, bending and straightening each leg one at a time. One more breath in ragdoll. Release the hands down toward the mat. Find a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back monkey pose. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Hands are either on the floor, a block, or the shins. Crown of the head extends forward. Find one more inhale here. And then exhale, Uttanasana, deep forward fold. One more breath here. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend the arms to the side and then come all the way up with a flat back, tall mountain. When we arrive in tall mountain, interlace the fingers, flip the palms to the ceiling. Good, inhale, extend. Exhale, side bend to the right. One more breath here. Let the exhale take you a little bit deeper. Inhale back to center, side bend to the left. Right shoulder stays in line with the right hip. Exhale takes you deeper. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands behind the back, find Yoga Mudra for chest expansion. Interlace the fingers, press the fists down, lift through the chest, maybe lift the gaze up, and then with a flat back, exhale, forward fold. Whether the hands are resting on the back or start to lift off the back, press the palms of the hands toward one another, deepening the stretch in the shoulders and the chest. Exhale, let it go. On the inhale, come up to a halfway lift, release the hands. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, breath to movement, interlace the fingers, flip the palms of the hands. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, hands behind the back. Inhale, press the fists down, lift the chest. Exhale, come down with a flat back, forward fold with chest expansion. Inhale, halfway lift, release the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Last time through, breath to movement. Inhale, rise up, interlace the hands, flip the palms to the ceiling. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back through center. And exhale, side bend to the left. Come back to center, inhale. Hands behind the back, exhale. Interlace the fingers, press the fists down toward the floor, lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the floor. Step back to plank pose. Pause here in plank. Press into the palms of the hands. Soft bend in the elbows. Be mindful not to hyperextend. Press back through the heels. Draw belly button back toward the spine. And then look forward. Start to shift forward onto the toes. Slowly lower down onto the mat. Elbows graze the ribs. Take the tops of the feet flat to the floor. Hands come wide. Come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look to the right. Left shoulder dips in. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, look to the left. Right shoulder dips in. Stretching through the shoulder heads. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release. Bring hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, low lift cobra. Elbows squeeze in. Lift using the strength in your back. Exhale, lower down. Walk the hands back an inch. Mid-lift cobra. Come all the way up. Heel all the way past the belly button. Exhale, release down. Slide the hands back another inch. High lift cobra. Come all the way up. Working towards straight arms. Hips and legs stay on the floor. And lower down. Nice and slow, using the strength in your arms to control your descent. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, press up through tabletop or plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the right leg high. Open the hip, bend the leg. Right foot releases toward the floor, right knee lifts toward the ceiling. If right shoulder's hiking up, draw it back in line with the left shoulder. Straighten out the legs, square off the hip, and then step down to downward facing dog. Walk your feet about a foot forward, and then reach the left hand toward the right ankle. If you need to shorten the stance even more, go ahead. Get a nice grip here, and then start to pull the elbow to the left and look to the right. Spiraling through the chest. Look out underneath your right arm. And then come back to downward facing dog. Walk the feet back an inch. Left leg lifts. Open the hip, bend the leg. Left foot releases toward the floor, left knee lifts toward the ceiling, and then left shoulder, if it's hiking up, draw it back in line with the right shoulder. Straighten out the legs, square off the hip, release to downward facing dog, and walk your feet about a step forward. Bring the right hand, reach around toward the left ankle. Get a nice grip on the ankle, and then draw the right elbow to the right as we start to rotate through the spine and look out underneath the left arm. One more breath here. Release, downward facing dog. Step the feet back. And then look toward the hands. Step all the way to the front of the mat. Release into forward fold. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. As we exhale, cactus the arms, pull the elbows down, lift through the chest. Inhale, tall mountain, rise high. Exhale, forward fold. Come down with a flat back. Sweep the arms off to the side. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Inhale, step back to plank. And this time, exhale, chaturanga, optional. Shift forward. This time, we come halfway down. Upward facing dog on the inhale or cobra pose. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. All right, picking up the pace a little bit here. Inhale, step or float to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high, tall mountain, inhale. And then we'll come right back to forward fold on our exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back, plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga or all the way to the floor. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath. Let it go on the exhale. Look forward on the inhale, step or float to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Rise high, tall mountain, inhale. And then right back to forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift monkey, inhale. And this time exhale right to chaturanga, step or float back. One continuous breath. Upward facing dog or cobra on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward, step or float to the front of your mat. Forward fold, exhale. Tall mountain rise, high, inhale. Swan dive, forward fold, exhale. Monkey, inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. Up dog or cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. One breath. Inhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Forward fold, exhale. Tall mountain rise, high, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Monkey, halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. One breath. Last time through. Look forward, inhale, step or float. Forward fold, exhale. Rise high, tall mountain, inhale. Swan dive, forward fold, exhale. Monkey, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale, step through low lunge. And right into extended pyramid pose, start to straighten through the right leg. Forward fold over the right leg. Nice stretch in the hamstring. Draw right hip back, left hip forward. Neck is nice and long. And then come forward, low lunge. Slowly lift the fingertips off the floor, come up into crescent lunge. Sink low into that right leg. Nice and strong and straight through the arms. Pinky fingers spiral in. Take an inhale here. Straighten through that back leg. Exhale, cactus your arms, palms face in. So nice strong goalpost arms. And then start to rotate the torso to the right. Shoulders stay stacked right over the hips. Squeeze inner thighs together. Nice firm foundation. See if you can twist a little bit deeper. Core strength here. Come back through center and twist to the left. Keep the shoulders right over the hips. Arms are nice and strong. Squeeze your inner thighs in and then come back to center. Extend both arms straight up overhead. And then release left heel to the floor. Open up warrior two. Get really low in that right leg. Knee is right over the ankle. And knee is tracking toward the pinky toe. You should be able to see the big toe. Draw the tailbone down, roll the shoulders away. Now find archer's arms, so you're gonna bring that left arm forward to meet the right. You're gonna square your shoulders to the front, make fists, thumbs on top. Good, now as if you had some resistance, tighten up through your arms and pull that left elbow back like you're drawing a bow. Squeeze and really squeeze your biceps strong. Release, square off those shoulders. Now pull it back, open the chest, flex your biceps, squeeze it tight, extend. And last time, pull it back, tight arms. Good, now release. And then from here, right up to warrior one. Good. If you need to shorten the stance, that's fine. Pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Take one more inhale, lift through the fingertips. Exhale, release. Heel comes off the floor. Step back plank. Lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Same leg, right leg high. Once again, open the hip and bend the leg. Press into your right hand and reach that left hand back toward the left leg. Even if it doesn't touch, the fingertips are reaching back. If you can reach the leg, you can grab onto the leg. Press into the palm of the right hand and release, downward facing dog. A little challenge in the balance there. Left leg lifts, step through low lunge, and right away to extended pyramid pose. Straighten through the left leg, forward fold over the left leg. Draw left hip back, right hip forward. Head is heavy, neck is nice and loose. And then right back to low lunge. Bend into the left leg, knee stacks right over the ankle. Rise up, crescent lunge. Work towards straight arms. Sink low. Extend that right leg as straight as possible. Squeeze your inner thighs together and cactus the arms. Good. Palms face in, arms are strong. Look to the left, twist to the left. Shoulders stay over the hips. Twist a little bit deeper, using the strength in your core. Come back towards center. Twist to the right. Shoulders stay right over the hips. Arms are strong. Right leg is nice and tight. Come back towards center. And then release that right heel to the mat. Extend the arms long. Arms come parallel to the mat. Thigh is parallel to the mat. Get real low. Good. And then extend that right arm forward. Shoulders square to the front of the mat. Make your fists, thumbs on top. Strong arms. Pull that right elbow back. Imagine that you had a bow in your hand and you have resistance. Flex your bicep when you pull it back and then extend. Pull it back. Nice. Extend. Last time. Pull it back. And extend. Extend your fingertips. Warrior one. If you need to shorten your stance to square off those hips, feel free to do that. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Relax shoulders away from the ears. Good. Take one more inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Step back, plank pose. Always optional, vinyasa. Chaturanga, lower down. Up dog or cobra, inhale. And back to down dog, exhale. Same leg, left leg high. Once again, open that hip, bend the leg. Press into your left hand, press up, and then start to slowly reach that right hand back toward the leg. Maybe fingertips just extend toward the leg. Maybe we take hold of the leg. Really challenging our balance here. Building strength in that left arm. And release, down dog. Ooh, that's hard. Look toward the front of your mat. Come forward, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Feet are at hip distance apart. Spread those toes nice and wide. Sit low into your chair and then extend the arms straight forward. Good. Plug the shoulders back into their sockets. Nice and active through the fingertips. Weight comes back into the heels. Start building some heat in the legs and the arms here. So tighten up through your triceps. And then press into your feet, rise. Keep rising, lift your heels off the mat. Find a dristi, place to gaze to help us with our balance. Keep the heels lifted, arms parallel, and start to sink into your chair. Get nice and low. Good. And lower, all the way down. Come into a seat, keep those arms extended. Good, boat pose. It's a big transition. Keep the chest lifted. Good, and from here, with very little momentum, roll back. Come forward, find boat pose, working those core stabilizers. And then 2 more times, roll back. Come forward, find boat. Last time, roll back, roll forward, find boat. Our first little arm balance. Cross your ankles, hands by your hips. Lift your hips off the floor. Maybe heels touch the floor, that's fine. Lolasana. And release, boat. Good, getting some core work in. Opposite cross of the ankles, lift for 3, 2, 1, lower, cross the ankles, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. All right, find forearm plank. Bring your forearms parallel to one another onto the floor. If this is too much on the shoulders, interlace the fingers. You make a little triangle. One more breath. Okay, so we're gonna come into a variation on side plank. You're gonna keep your forearms parallel or where they are. And then you're just gonna roll to the left and lift that right arm up. Good. And then come back to center, roll to the right, lift the left arm up. Woo, come back to center. A little more challenging with the balance there. Lift the hips high for Dolphin Pose. Walk the feet in. And press into your forearms. Lift up out of your shoulders. Take one more breath in Dolphin. Good. And then if possible, press up to down dog. Otherwise, come down onto your knees and return to down dog. Good, take one more breath. On the inhale, lift the right leg high. Step through low lunge. Good, inhale, rise up to crescent. And then exhale, find yoga mudra behind the back, interlace the fingers. Press the fists down, lift the chest, and then come into warrior 3 with chest expansion. So step onto the right leg, lift the left leg off the floor. 2 hips are in line. Right leg is nice and strong. Now if you find that the chest is sagging, press the fists back toward the heel, lift through the chest. Okay, and our release is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you'll just release the hands, right hand to the floor, left hand reaches up toward the ceiling, open up the hips. One more breath. And release, low lunge. Step lightly back, heel stays lifted. Rise up to crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, left arm meets right. Make your fists. Exhale, pull back once. Inhale, extend. Exhale, warrior 2. Pull back, extend the arms, extend the hands. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Toes point out, heels come in. Fingers reach toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart. Sink into your squat. Take one more full breath here. Draw the tailbone down, shoulders away from the ears. Chest is lifted. 5-pointed star, inhale. Prasarita, exhale, heels behind the toes. Come down with a flat back using spinal strength. Okay, once we reach the bottom, shorten your stance as much as you need to be able to reach around the ankles. And then lift the heels one at a time, slide your hands underneath your heels. So again, if you need to shorten your straddle, feel free to do that. Now relax your head, no tension in the neck. We're gonna use our arms here. So start to draw the elbows out to the outer edges of your mat, drawing the head toward the floor. Good, and use your arm strength here. So arms are nice and flexed, nice and active, but stay tight in the legs, lifting the kneecaps up, quadriceps are engaged, and check in one more time that there's no tension in the neck. Arms are tight, but neck is loose. And release the hands out from underneath the heels. Rise up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2. Bend into your right leg. And then reverse triangle. Inhale. Left hand slides down the back leg. Right arm reaches up toward the ceiling. And Trikonasana. Start to reach that right arm forward. Hinge forward. And then release right fingertips toward the floor. Left fingertips toward the ceiling. If you are making contact with the floor, a block, or your shin, Take the weight out of that right hand. So you're using your core to lift and extend. One more breath. And release as low lunge. Place your hands on either side of your foot. Bend into your right leg. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. Yoga mudra behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Press the fists down, lift the chest. Virabhadrasana 3 with chest expansion. Step onto your left foot. Right leg extends out behind. Nice strong standing leg. And once again, if you find that your chest is sagging, start to lift, pressing the fists back toward the heel. Take one more breath. And your release is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Left hand down toward the floor, or your shin, or a block. Right arm reaches up. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Active through the extended leg. Nice and strong through your standing leg. Good, release, low lunge. Step lightly back. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Little flow, breath to movement. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, right arm meets the left. Make your fists. Exhale, draw your bow, pull it back. Inhale, extend. And exhale, warrior 2. Good. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And this time on our exhale, we'll take one squat, prayer squat, sink down. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, press the fists down, lift the chest, and then forward fold with chest expansion. Bring heels behind the toes. Fists come up and over the back of the head. Press the palms of the hands toward one another. Tighten up through your legs. And wherever your arms are, whether they're resting on your back or they start to extend up toward the ceiling or toward the floor, press the palms of the hands together to increase the stretch. Inhale with a flat back, rise up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front of your mat, bend into your left leg. Inhale, reverse triangle pose. Straighten left leg, reach down and back with your right hand, and then Trikonasana. Reach forward, and then release, arms in line with one another. Left hand to the floor, block or shin. Take the weight out of the hand. Use your core to stay lifted. One more breath. And release, low lunge. Step back, plank pose, inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. And back to down dog, exhale. Let's take child's pose. Knees to the earth, hips to the heels, arms extend long. Feel free to grab a sip of water if you'd like. Welcome back. When you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. One more breath here. All right, look toward your hands. Step or float to the front of your mat. Bring your feet once again to hip distance apart. Inhale to chair pose, arms parallel to the earth. Exhale here. Inhale, rise up to standing, lift the heels. Exhale, balance chair, come down, slide down, slide down. Keep going, all the way down to the earth. Boat pose. Hold here. Good. And come forward, use your hands, press back up into a little squat. All right, second arm balance. Take your hands to the floor, spread your knees, lift them high up on the backs of the arms, and find crow pose. Lift the heels toward the tailbone. And then maybe to challenge our arm strength today, we work toward crane pose. Straightening through the arms. And release, back to ball of yarn. Heels stay lifted, hips come down. Opposite hand reaches for opposite elbow. Maybe the forehead comes toward the knees. We find a little stretch in our upper back. Plant the hands on the floor. Step back plank pose. Take full side plank this time. So left hand is the foundation. Draw the feet together and then rotate onto the left arm. Lift the right arm up toward the ceiling. Lift the hips. Press into your grounded hand. Good. Take one more inhale and plank. Roll onto the right side. Lift that left arm up. Press into the grounded hand. Lift out of your right shoulder. Hips reach toward the ceiling. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, plank pose. Downward facing dog. Hips lift, heels release toward the floor. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, step through. One more time through our flow. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, left hand meets the right. Exhale, draw your bow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior this time. Exhale, low lunge. Step back plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Last time through, left leg lifts. Low lunge. Rise up, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, right arm meets the left. Exhale, draw your bow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, warrior two, open it up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, low lunge. Step back plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Good. Come down onto your knees. So I'll just show you what we're going to do real quick and then we'll do it together. We're prepping for Eka Pada Koundinyasana at the end of class. We're going to basically take a wide-armed push-up position. And then we have the option, we're working toward keeping the hips and the torso basically still, okay? We're going to draw that right knee to right elbow. And we'll do both sides. And then option two, to look to the right and bend the elbow, okay? In that one, the hip will dip a little bit, which is fine. So let's make our way into that wide-armed push-up position. So hands will be wider than the shoulders, maybe out to the outer edges of your mat. Tuck the toes under, press up into a plank position, okay? Keeping your hips level, torso still, bring that right knee to the right elbow. Good. Step back. Left knee to the left elbow. Step back. Find that squeeze. And then option here, bend the elbows, look to the right. Good. Nice. Back and other side. Bend the elbows, look to the left. Woo, that one's harder. Down dog. Good. All right, come through to a seat. That was hard. It's preparation. Okay, we're gonna take reverse tabletop, really good for building strength in the arms and opening and stretching the shoulders and the chest. So you're gonna bring your feet to hip distance apart. Hands will come, wrists will come directly underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, press into your feet and lift the hips. Work toward getting your thighs and your torso parallel to the floor. Head in line with the spine. Lift your hips and then roll your shoulders open, lifting your chest higher toward the ceiling. Building strength, but also stretching at the same time. Take one more inhale. And then maybe bring the hips between the hands to hover. Toes flex back for 3, 2, 1. Set your hips down. Good. And then we can take reverse tabletop again, or inverted staff pose. This time the legs will be straight. Bring your hands right back to where they were. We're gonna lift the hips up and we'll point the toes toward the floor. Good. Draw the hips higher, open through the shoulders, lift through the chest. Really strong through your triceps. Take one more inhale. And then maybe we draw the hips between the hands, if your mat's not too sticky, for 3, 2, 1. Set the hips down. Good. We're going to take cow face, which is a nice stretch for our shoulders, our hips as well. So go ahead and bring that left knee so it points toward the front of your mat. Right knee is going to stack on top of left. Ground down through the sitting bones. Even if your knee's way up here like this, that's fine. Just get both sitting bones on the floor. Let's bring that left arm up and over. Right arm behind. You can either hold onto your shirt, you can hold onto your elbow, or you can clasp the hands behind the back. Find a tall spine, elongate through the back of the neck. If the shoulders and hips feel open, feel free to forward fold just right over the legs. Otherwise, stay upright. Take one more breath here. And release. Switch out the legs, switch out the arms. So right knees on bottom, left knees on top. We work the heels toward the hips, or we work our shins parallel to the front of our mat, depending on the flexibility in your hips today. Bring that right arm up and over. Either hold on to your shirt. If you have a strap, you can hold on to a strap, or we can bind the hands, or we can rest the left hand on top of the right elbow. Spine is nice and long. Option to forward fold over the legs if the hips and shoulders feel open. Otherwise, stay upright and stay extended through the spine. Last breath. Good. Release the arms. Release the legs. Let's take one forward fold. So extend both legs out in front. Clear the sitting bones for Paschimottanasana. Both arms reach up overhead. Toes are active, legs are active, and then forward fold over the legs. Take one more breath here. Release from the fold and make your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, we're moving into some more balancing poses. On the next inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. We're gonna rise up to staff pose this time, so lift the arms off the floor, extend the left leg forward. And then for Padangusthasana, take the left peace fingers around the left big toe, draw the right hand to the right hip, and then you can stay right here, or you can extend that left leg long. You can stay here or extend the left leg to the side. You can keep the hand on the hip, or you can extend it out in the opposite direction of the leg. Take one more breath here. Draw that left leg forward and cross the left leg over the right knee, left ankle over the right knee. Hands to the heart, sink down, standing pigeon pose. Draw the thumbs toward the chest, lift the chest, sink low in the hips. And then option to take a twist here. Bring that right hand to the left heel. Bring the left elbow to the sole of the left foot. Draw hands back toward one another. Press into the foot. And last breath. Unwind. Come all the way up, standing staff pose. Extend the leg to 90 or straight. Full airplane pose. This time we sweep that left leg back, arms reach back, and lightly step back, low lunge. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Back to down dog, exhale. And let's take that on the other side. So the left leg lifts, step through, rise up, crescent lunge, and step forward to standing staff pose. Right leg comes forward, arms stay lifted, leg comes to 90 or straight. Good, in Padangusthasana, left hand to left hip, right peace fingers around right big toe. Stay here with an upright spine or extend the right leg long. Plug the shoulder back into its socket. Option to stay here or right leg to the side. And you can stay here, extend the left arm in the opposite direction. One more breath. And right ankle over left knee. Hands to heart. Sit into your chair. Keep the chest lifted as the hips lower. Thumbs draw towards sternum. Left hand to left heel, optional for the twist. You can stay right where you are if you'd like. Right elbow to sole of the right foot. Connect palms of the hands together. Press into the palms of the hands and deepen into your twist. Last breath. Good, unwind. Come all the way back up to standing staff. And then airplane pose. Right leg reaches back. Both arms reach back. Take one inhale here. And then lightly step down, low lunge. Step back, plank pose. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Back to down dog, exhale. Lift the heels high. Bring the knees to hover. Look forward, press forward to plank. Left hand foundation, right arm reaches up, side plank, Vashisthasana. And then option to lift that right leg off the left for 3, 2, 1. Draw the right leg forward to low lunge. Good. And three-legged dog, inhale. Lift it high up and back. Open the hip again, bend the leg, and then option for Wild Thing. You can take that right foot, release to the floor. Press into your left hand. Lift the chest, maybe extend that arm back. Good. Release, down dog. Come back. And let's take it on the other side. Lift the heels high, knees to hover. Plank pose, inhale. Roll to the right side plank. Maybe lift that left leg off the right, hold here. And then to challenge yourself without touching the foot to the floor, draw it forward, low lunge. Plant both hands, inhale, left leg high. Open the hip, bend the leg, maybe flip over. Left foot to the floor. Reach that left arm up toward the ceiling, or maybe back behind you. Return to downward facing dog. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, knees hover. Inhale, plank. Lower all the way down. Good. So continuing to build a little arm strength here, as well as spine strength. We're going to extend the arms down by the side, palms face down. Good. Bring your feet to hip distance apart. And then on the inhale, peel everything off the floor and start to really reach your fingers toward your heels. Contract your triceps, palms face down, active through the fingertips. See if you can straighten those legs, lift that chest a little bit higher. One more inhale. Exhale, right ear to the mat. Rest. All right, next variation of Locust, working a little more into the shoulders. Extend the arms out in front. You're gonna have the palms face one another. Feel like you're lifting up a ball. Feet are at hip distance apart. Inhale, lift everything. Reach through your fingertips, press back through the balls of your feet. 3 more deep breaths. See if you can keep them slow and smooth. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Left ear to the mat. Rest. Maybe close the eyes. Let the breath get soft. Okay, now we're gonna stretch the shoulder. So extend the right arm to the right. You can take T or goalpost. Press left hand underneath left shoulder. And we're gonna roll over the right arm. Left leg plants behind us, right ear to the mat. Feel free to experiment with moving your arm around, feeling a different stretch in your shoulders, and press into that left hand, get a little bit deeper. Mindful not to overstretch. And come back through center. Left arm extends to the left. T or goalpost, your choice. Right hand comes underneath right shoulder. Right leg lifts up and over. Right foot plants to the floor. Feel free to play with the movement of, or the positioning of the left arm. Feeling the different stretch. Press into that right hand, getting a little bit deeper into the stretch. Come back to center. Both hands underneath the shoulders. Press up, tabletop or plank. And back to down dog. This is our last push, our culminating pose, Eka Pada Koundinyasana 1. So you can, why don't you come down on the knees real quick. So option to basically take that nice core strengthener and just hold the right leg at the right elbow. Otherwise, we take our chaturanga arms, tuck that elbow underneath the hip. Maybe you lift that left foot off the floor. Maybe you extend the right leg straight, okay? Eka Pada Koundinyasana 1. So let's come into down dog. If you don't want to take the full arm balance, just bring that knee toward the tricep or elbow and work on your core strength. Take that right leg high, right knee, right elbow, tricep, armpit. Either hold here, find your chaturanga arms. Maybe lift the left leg off the floor. Maybe extend the right leg long. Good. It's a challenging arm balance. Nice. We've got it on film too. Nice, B. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Have you done that before?
You probably in here. I don't know if I've ever accomplished it, but yeah.
Awesome. All right, was that your good side or your bad side?
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. Let's try it on the other side. That was my good side. This is my more challenging side. Again, draw that left leg up. Left knee comes toward tricep, elbow, or armpit. Maybe extend that left leg long. Maybe not. Good, float, float, float. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Got it, Brian. Nice, Brenda. Good. So, double impressive. Your elbow, you're not even resting on your elbow. Wow. If you can get your elbows underneath, so your elbow is out.
Yeah.
It's like doing side crow versus cloud, right? Much more challenging. Because once I bring that elbow in, this is not taking a ton of arm strength, okay? Just balance.
The off elbow.
Look at,
So you don't even need like a ribs or hip.
look,
It's a brace.
yeah,
Mine's out.
yeah,
If you put it under, you'll just
Double
imagine
impressive.
how high.
yeah, double impressive.
Let's put Josh on the camera now.
Like it's been on it the whole time.
Josh, why don't you just take over?
It's only a little part of it.
Okay, good. The good part. Yeah. Just the arm, just the
Just the good part.
big arm.
You're getting the facial expressions in the hands.
Great, awesome. All right, let's,
This is yoga for dummies.
not bad after 2 weeks off. He's back. All right, come into down dog. We're just gonna stretch now, wrap up our class. Take that right leg high, half pigeon, right knee toward right wrist. Extend that left leg long, lengthen through the spine, and then fold over that left leg. Come back up onto the hands. We're just gonna take a seated twist from this position. So you're just gonna draw that left leg around, cross it over to the outside of the right knee, draw that right heel in and ground down through your sitting bones. Okay, we're gonna take that right arm high, hook the elbow around the knee, left hand out behind, stack the shoulders over the hips. Then you have the option here of extending that right hand toward the right knee, maybe a half bind, maybe a full bind. Last breath. And unwind. Good. Come back into down dog. And let's take half pigeon on the other side. Left leg lifts. Draw that shin toward the front of the mat. Extend through the spine. And then fold over that leg. Last breath. Come up onto the hands, and we'll take the twist. So just draw that right leg around, stamp the right foot outside the left knee. Make sure both sitting bones are making contact with the floor. Left elbow hooks to the outside of the right knee. Stack the shoulders over the hips. An option to extend the arm toward the floor of the knee, or underneath the right thigh for a half bind, or hands hook for a full bind. Got over the right shoulder. Stay lifted through the spine. Release from the twist. Soles of the feet come together. Hands come to the ankles, sit up tall. And release chest toward the feet, elbows to the knees. Extend through the crown of the head, shoulders away from the ears. And for this last breath, feel free to round through the spine and release the forehead toward the toes. Extend, release. Feet to the floor. Roll down onto the back. We'll take one supine twist. Release the knees to the right, gaze to the left, arms in any position that feels comfortable. Draw the knees back towards center and release them in the opposite direction. Draw the knees back towards center and into the chest. Take Apanasana, knees to chest pose, or happy baby. When you're ready, Shavasana, corpse pose is available for you. Extend the legs long. Arms come down by the side. The feet fall open, palms face up. Nice open chest and open shoulders. Close the eyes. You can settle into Shavasana with an open mouth. Exhale if you'd like. And then release all control of the breath and just come back to the natural rhythm. Soften from your toes through your calves and your thighs. Soften the hips and the belly. Working your way from your fingertips all the way up to your shoulders. Softening the jaw, the forehead. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rolling the wrists and the ankles. Reaching arms overhead for a full stretch. Take a deep breath in. Roll onto the side. Draw the knees in toward the chest. Cradle the head and the arm. Take a final moment on your mat, in your space, to acknowledge your practice. Set an intention for your day. And draw yourself up to seated. Find a tall spine, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste.
Audio Jungle.